Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It is Claude Day, which is the day I've been waiting for 3 months now. And I just finished grinding out the orbs from the Ashera Mythic Battle. It did take me a couple tries. I haven't done Abyssal yet, but I did all the ones that give orbs. So I currently have the maximum number of orbs that I can get that are free to play in this game. So my birthday is coming up in June. I did get a couple of birthday presents early, so I may drop some money on orbs. We'll see. I got some Google Play gift cards, but for now the plan is to kind of just see how much I can get with what I have. So I'll also be doing like some Q&A. I had some Q&A questions from my server. I apologize in advance if I don't get to your question because there were quite a few questions. So if I don't get to them in this video, I will definitely get to them in the next summoning video. So obviously we are here today. We're gathered here today because I want Legendary Claude merges. By the way, it's 3 a.m. for me right now. I actually stayed up until reset, which is 3 a.m. Eastern time, to pull for Claude because I knew I would have trouble falling asleep because I get really excited when like I'm about to spend a lot of orbs. So I decided to just stay up. So, you know, hopefully that can bring me some luck. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I don't know. Let's just get straight into it. All right. Pretty good start. This is going to be Claude. I feel it. It could be. You never know. Okay. Let's hope this doesn't set the tone for the rest of it. All right. So let's start with the Q&A. First question from CMV is, why did I start the channel? That's a good question. So my initial motivation was probably the fact that there are not that many female Faye tubers. So I feel like it's definitely nice to see more women, you know, making gaming content in general, but specifically Faye content. So that's probably one of the reasons why I did it. Another reason is just like, I guess like just out of, not boredom, but like it just seemed like a cool thing to do. Also, no colorless right now, so I think I'm gonna go blue as my secondary color. Green is okay too, but I've already got Near Save and Triandra and Freya already, so I think picking up a Legendary Azura or a Ronin, who I don't have any of those, would be nice, or some more Peony merges, because my Peony's +2. Not the greatest start so far, but anyway. Second question from Mayro. What do you think of Byleth in Smash, inclusion-wise and gameplay-wise? So inclusion-wise, I think it's cool that they were included. I mean, I really do like the fact that they also included all the weapons from the different lords and all the different color schemes too. Gameplay-wise, I haven't personally played with Byleth, so I can't really answer that. I know a lot of people have said they're really slow, apparently, but I don't know. Yes! Oh, this is already a good summoning session. I'm Claude Von Regan, though I no longer introduce myself as a Regan, or as Claude, as a matter of fact. Yas, Khalid came home early. Okay, I'm already satisfied. Okay, plus speed. That's gonna be a little tricky to decide between my plus attack, what I have right now, and plus speed. But anyway, thank you so much, Mayro, for the luck. It was worth staying up till 3 a.m. it looks like. So let's keep going. Obviously, there's still so many orbs to spend. Next question from Darius, or Darius, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. What do you think you're best at cooking? Well, I'm a vegetarian, so a lot of my meals that I cook are like full of vegetables. Like I do a lot of like stir fries. In general, I think I'm pretty good at cooking Asian food because I do love eating Asian food, so basically I just cook what I like to eat. My sister and I, we also like to make sushi together, and I think it turns out pretty good, so yeah. Mal asks, would I have had a better shot at beating your AR team if I used Gale Force instead? So Mal, for context, is someone who faced my Cav line, I think last week or the week before that, and unfortunately they were not able to win with their tanking strategy. So they're asking if they would have had a better shot at beating my team if they used Gale Force. Honestly, Mal, I don't think so. In my replays, I've seen people try and Gale Force it, I've seen people try and Linja it, and nobody's ever done it successfully. Now, I've also had people who have sent me, people who are on my friends list, who have sent me clears of them, like, Gale Forcing or Linjaing my Cav line, but they all told me that it took them a couple tries. So, I feel like it's really hard to Gale Force or hit and run a Cav line unless you've had a couple tries to practice and kind of iron it out. So yeah. Sci-Fi Boy 724 asks, what is your dream job? Honestly, I don't really have a dream job. I guess the career path that I'm currently heading down is kind of like project management. So I guess I'll go with that for now, but like, who knows, man? Like, as a 21-year-old, I'm very unsure about what I want in the future. So yeah. Forest Simp asks, would you say that any other character in the Fire Emblem series can reach the amount of love you have for Claude? Well, I think it's definitely possible. I think it'll depend on the characters in the next Fire Emblem game that comes out. Obviously, you guys know I really like Reinhardt as well, but I definitely think the connection that I have with Claude, like I like him so much because I actually played his game and like got to know him through that. Whereas like Reinhardt, I never played Thracia, and even if I did, there's not much about him in it. So it'll probably depend, like if there's another character who I end up really liking in the next Fire Emblem game, maybe they might even surpass my love for Claude, who knows. Kev asks, favorite food. My favorite food has got to be sushi. I just love sushi so much, I just eat it so often. Croquettes asks, would you upload other FE games? It's definitely something that I've been thinking of, like streaming or doing like Let's Plays of other FE games, but I feel like since I'm so busy with university, that's something that would have to come when when I've graduated, or yeah, because like making AR videos already takes so much time. But I definitely love to do like streams, maybe like once or twice a week of other FE games someday. Boba Bomb asks, is spending money on Faye worth it? And I think that's a really interesting question because it depends on how you define worth it. Is it worth it in the sense that like you're gonna get your money's worth, like, oh, you spend money on 50 orbs and you're definitely gonna pull the character who you want? No. There have been definitely times where I've spent money on orbs and didn't even end up getting who I wanted. So in that sense, no, it's not worth it. But if you have the means to support the game, and if you enjoy the game, and you honestly, like, if you want to give back to the game and help it continue like going on, I think it's worth it. And I also think it's worth it if there's like a specific character that you really like. I think spending money on that could be worth it for you personally, but obviously it depends on your financial situation and your priorities as well. Asui Luna asks, what's your music taste? If so, what's your favorite artist and song? I listen to a lot of like video game music. Like I really like the Undertale soundtrack. There's some more as well. I also listen to music from different movies and TV shows. I really like instrumental music. I feel like it really helps me, focus and whatnot. In terms of pop music though, or like popular culture, I definitely enjoy rap from time to time. My favorite artist right now is probably Lil Nas X because I really like him as a person as well, but I also like his music. VG Master asks, do you play Smash, and if so, who's your main? So I don't really play Smash. Like I have Smash and I'll play it with friends sometimes, like at a party or something, but I wouldn't call myself an avid Smash player. But my main is currently Sephiroth. It used to be Cloud, and before that it was Ridley, because I thought Ridley looked cool. But yeah, right now it's Sephiroth. Alright, Claude, where are you? Where's the next Claude? Are we at 9.5 yet? No. PSIO asks, what's your opinion on the LGBTQ plus representation in the Fire Emblem series? I think it leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, I think they're stepping in the right direction with the inclusion of more bisexual and, same-sex options in Three Houses, but I still think it's nowhere near where it needs to be. I think the only thing you need to know is the fact that they made Edelgard bisexual, but not Dimitri and Claude, even though, like, they really all should have been. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so, yeah, like, obviously there's a lot of discrimination against, like, gay men or bisexual men. The fact that they made Yuri bi is great, but Dimitri and Claude really should have been too. So yeah, they're stepping in the right direction, but I think there's still a lot more that they could do, and I look forward to seeing them do it in the next games, hopefully. Kotaro says, what do you like about Claude? I think, obviously his appearance drew me in initially. I think he's really cute, but I think after playing Three Houses, what really drew me in is like his personality. I think it's really cool how he cares so much about his friends, He's willing to help them. Obviously, he has his own self-interests as well, but like, who doesn't? Right? Like, I'm not gonna judge someone for, especially not someone in his position, for wanting to further their own interests. So I think he's got a great personality, and I like how he looks too. Guy says, do you have any plans on playing other FE games and maybe as a series? Yeah, like I said, that's something that I'll probably do once I graduate, or maybe I'll just have less schoolwork. I don't know specifically which ones I'd want to play yet, but definitely would love to at some point. Still only at 9.5? The colorless stones are just not super showing up. Rich Pichu says, what is a dream banner you would have? It has to be a new theme and characters you like. 4 units, duo is optional, and 1 Tempest Trials unit. Oh, that's tricky. I mean, I would just have to say probably just the Ashen Wolves banner. So the 4 of them and Alfric as the GHB. Unless you meant seasonal banner, in which case I don't really know. Probably like a modern day clothing would be cool. Like Fire Emblem characters in modern day outfits. So yeah. Who is your favorite unit within your barracks and why? I guess I'd have to go with, I don't know if it's Brave Claude or Legendary Claude. One of those two. And how would I build them if I had unlimited fodder? Believe it or not, I've already given them a lot of the fodder that is available. I guess a trace skill would be nice for Brave Claude, but I'm still not sold on how useful it really is. Yeah. Uriel Fix asks, are there any obscure Fire Emblem characters that you really like? Does Reinhardt count? I would consider him an obscure character. Aside from that, like I said, I've only played 3 houses, so I don't really know that many obscure characters. Let's see, is this Claude, please? No. Wow, what am I at? I'm at a high percent right now. I'll be at like 10.5 after this. Nope, still 10. This would be a good time to get a Claude. Alright, Zephyr asks, what would you like to see in the next main line, such as new mechanics and such? Next mainline FE game? Good question. I know like a lot of people don't like the movement towards like more casual Fire Emblem games rather than like the super combat focused and like specialized older games. I honestly like the movement towards games that are more of like a, you can pick this up anytime and just kind of chill out and play for 30 minutes and, you know, have some fun. Like, yeah, so I think moving more towards that by keeping the mechanics such as like the Times Pulse kind of thing. Times Pulse was a little bit too strong, I think, in 3 houses, so maybe something a little bit less strong than that, but same idea. Just honestly like making it more friendly for beginners and for people who just want to be introduced to the Fire Emblem franchise. Sorry that I can't give any more specific answers than that. I'm pretty much a noob when it comes to the mainline games, so I don't know much about them. Lox asked, what is your favorite board game? I don't play a ton of board games, so that's really hard to answer for me. Yeah, honestly, I don't really play a lot. I really used to like Settlers of Catan, but then I played it way too many times, so probably not that anymore. God, is my pity never gonna break? Still at 10.5. Musical Goblin asks, oh no, this is a bad circle to be at 10.5% on. Oh, this is gonna be like Peony or something. Okay, never mind. We live to see another day. It's been a lot of orbs though, and still not much to show for it. Okay, what is an air offense or air defense dream team of units that are not in the game yet? I'm not really sure I understand the question. Units that are not in the game yet? Yeah, sorry, I'm not really sure what you mean about this, but feel free to ask me later on Discord, and I will answer this if you clarify what that means. Also, not a good circle, once again. Alright, 3-star. Okay, Terumi asks, why do you like Reinhardt? Well, I think I've told this story before, but I guess I might as well tell it again. I started playing Fire Emblem Heroes on day 1. Where are the colorless stones? My god. Sorry, Terumi, I have to interrupt myself here just to make sure that I don't get another 5-star, or a 5-star. Please. Okay. No 4-star specials yet either, huh? Yeah, sorry, Terumi. So yeah, I started playing Fire Emblem Heroes on day 1 of the game, but as someone who had never played any other Fire Emblem games before that, I literally knew nobody from the game. So what kind of got me super interested in the game and wanted to make me continue playing was I actually... Oh, another Claude! Oh. Thank you, Terumi. Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy. Anyway, so yeah, I managed to pull a plus attack Reinhardt on his debut banner in this game, and I think the fact that he was just so fun and so strong to use just made me want to play the game super seriously, so yeah, that's why I like Reinhardt. And also he's cute. I really like his like rags to riches kind of story too, like he was a nobody and now he's super popular and consistently places in top 10 of Choose Your Legends. I just think that's cool. Really, no other 5-stars and I'm at 11%? I think I'll summon the blue as well, but not the red. Embercool TPE asks, will you consider using Farsave Vector if it's used only against Sigurd comps? Yes, Embercool, I've actually been, I brought out the Farsave Vector this week. I think your question was from last week before I actually brought him out, but yeah, no, you gotta fight fire with fire, you know, like, people use Sigurd, I can use Vector, you know, and I'm not going to use him against, like, to cheese against most teams, but once in a while, I think it's okay. Noe asks, if Reinhardt won Choose Your Legends first place, what kind of skill set would you give him? Well, initially, I feel like I would really want to make him a colorless unit just so that we can complete all the 4 colors in Reinhardt emblem, because we're missing a colorless right now. I think it'd be cool to have him as either a colorless tome or maybe a staff. What kind of skill set? I guess like all the Reinhardts we've gotten so far are very much player phase, so maybe more of like an enemy phase or support oriented Reinhardt would be cool. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Apple asks, what do you plan on majoring in while at university? Well, I'm in university right now. I'm in my 4th year. I've got 1 year left, and I'm majoring in computer science and business. But I'm much more a fan of the business side of things. Twist asks, if you could delete one playable character from the entirety of the Fire Emblem series, who would it be? A playable character, huh? I don't know, like, I'm generally not one for, like, negativity, so, like, I wouldn't say there are any characters who I really dislike or hate or anything like that. So I'm just gonna say I would just let them all live, because I think they're all there for a reason. ENTJ says, what advice would you give to someone who wanted to join FETube? Literally just find a subject of videos that you are passionate about and that you think you can provide your own unique angle on, and literally just, you know, start making videos about it. Start uploading. You're not going to get a lot of views at first. It's just not going to happen. But if you stick to it, eventually you're going to build up, you know, a little bit of a following, and then if you get lucky, maybe one of your videos blows up and then you get a bunch of new followers. And yeah, I honestly, like, I don't have any super, like, concrete advice. That's kind of just what I did. Before, like, finding my niche with Ether Raids content, I was pretty small channel, and just making a bunch of, like, random videos, but, like, once I really found that Ether Raids niche, that's when my channel started to take off, and it's also something that, you know, I've enjoyed the experience of. So yeah, just find your niche, and what you think would work for you. Oreo asks, if you could have an AR dream team, which members would it include? I feel like I already kind of run my AR dream team. I mean, but if I didn't have to, like, obey mythic rules or anything, it would probably be Brave Claude, Legendary Claude. Guys, I've gotten 3 Claudes so far, and none of the others. I would be so mad right now if I was going for anyone but Claude. But Claude loves me. Guys, I plus 10 Brave Claude with 492 orbs. He loves me. This video is showing it. Cool. Awesome. Sorry, I think I cut myself off there while answering your question, but thank you for the luck, Oreo. So yeah, it would feature Brave Claude, Legendary Claude, regular Reinhardt, Dancer Reinhardt. You know what? Let's just say the 3 Claudes and the 3 Reinhardts. That would be my AR dream team. I think that would be cool. Dylan is a muffin asks, birds or lizards? Probably birds. I don't know what context this is in, but I'm just gonna go with birds. Domestic Bacon asks, what's the coolest thing that you've thrown in the trash? That's a really interesting question. I don't know if I can answer it off the top of my head. I guess one thing that I can think of that I have thrown out is I got a present for my birthday once. It was like some kind of like music box or something, but it was broken. The music just didn't play or whatever, so I ended up throwing it out. I guess that's the coolest thing I've thrown in the trash. I don't really know. Sorry if that doesn't super answer your question. Wiccan asks, what changes would you make to improve AR? Well, a couple things. First of all, I would change the way the defense lift loss control stuff works. I think that it's really unfair how sometimes like you're like minutes within the period or minutes out of the period and then a new loss counts and whatever. I just think that's pretty unfair. So I would try and make that like maybe like every time you get a defense result, the lift loss control period resets. I don't really know. I haven't thought about it, but I think it could definitely be more forgiving than it currently is. Also, I feel like I would make like a limit on the number of dancers or duo units you could use on a single team. I don't know what the limit would have to be, but like right now you can kind of just like use like 3 duo units and 3 dancers and like nobody can stop you. And I think that's a little bit broken. What's your favorite kind of cat? A question from Marsh. What's my favorite kind of cat? I don't really know many cat breeds. Just like, I like all cats, honestly, except for the bald ones, because they like, I feel like they just wouldn't be very fluffy. Okay, so I'm just gonna go send home some people real quick. All right, we're back. And I just realized while creating combat manuals, I've gotten to a lot of like really bad like Gen 1 units. Like, is the colorless pool just that bloated? I don't know. Like, I'm looking for Reinhardt merges and I haven't even gotten one so far. Anyway, let's go back in. Oh, we're at 8.50. Okay, cool. Javi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, asks, have you ever gotten fan art of your Faye Sona? Yes, I have. So I've commissioned a couple for myself, but I've also gotten a couple of like people who just sent it to me. So yeah, if I have the time and energy to edit that into this video, I will edit that on the side with credit to the artist who made it. All right. So, Blood Gang Hero asks, if you were a character in Three Houses, what would be your strength, weaknesses, and or budding talent? I would say strengths would probably be any of the mounted classes because I feel like I'm really good with animals. I love animals and like I just like them. You know, I feel like I get along with them fairly well. I've never had an animal who's like straight up disliked me or anything, which is cool. What would be my weaknesses? Probably like heavy armor. I feel like I wouldn't do super well at that. What else? Maybe like axes. I like to think that I could be one of those like cool people who just swings around an axe as big as they are, but I feel like I wouldn't really have the strength for that. And in terms of budding talent, maybe in archery, I feel like that could be cool. Chris at Quizzical asks, what's your favorite type of dog? You know, I don't really know. Just like, probably like a medium-sized dog. I don't like the super big ones or the super small ones. Just like a nice, like, friendly, fluffy dog. John D asks, why is Lycithia the best girl in Fire Emblem Three Houses? Well, I don't think she's the best girl in Three Houses, but she is one of my favorites, so, you know, she's cool. She's super badass and blows everything up, which I think is cool. I also like her attitude. Pika asks, if IS allowed you to add one thing to future Fire Emblem games, what would it be? Good question. Like, once again, like, I'm not super good at questions when it comes to the mainline games. I guess one feature that I would personally find pretty useful is, like, you know how Faye has, like, skill sets? Maybe the mainline Fire Emblem games have that too, but I haven't seen it, so like being able to equip different skill sets, I guess would be cool. CCD Topher asks, who was your first 5-star you summoned, and which was the first 4-star you upgraded to 5-star? So I think my first 5-star was like Seliph, but back then he was really bad, so I remember like my friend who actually got me into the game, he actually like, so he was helping me play on my account, and I think he actually sent that 5-star Seliph home for feathers at one point. So yeah. Which was my first 4-star upgraded to 5-star? You know, I don't actually remember. I think it might have been like Nino, but my first 5-star plus 10 was Lucas. Oh hey, a Merlinus. So yeah, Lucas was my first 5-star plus 10. Kazuto Soul asks, how would you make Reinhardt's weapon refine? And if Reinhardt gets a Brave alt, what would you like to see him as? So I already answered the Brave Reinhardt question, so I'll just answer the weapon refine. I think any kind of like lull effect would be really nice, or any kind of like in combat debuffs or in combat buffs for him. Yeah, that I just feel like just like a generic refine. He's already so good that he doesn't need something super overpowered, and I doubt they'll give it to him. Owain Bro asks, if there was one Faye unit you could plus 10 purely based on their gameplay and not character, who would it be and why? Based on their gameplay, huh? I haven't really thought about it. Who are some cool units in this game? Honestly, like, I've wanted to like play around with a Lilith. I think her teleportation is super cool, but I don't know if I'd want a plus 10 of her. Yeah, let's just go with Lilith. I think she's a pretty cool unit. Logan, shoutouts to Logan, one of my mods, he asks, if you could make your own Hero Fest banner, what 4 units would you want on it? Oh, thank God, this is not a pity break. I thought it was going to be. If I could make my own Hero Fest banner, what 4 units would I want on it? Okay, let's think about this one by one. Red, who's in the red pool? Maybe like a Zell for the fodder, or I don't know who else is even really good in the red pool. I don't summon red very often, I'll be honest. Maybe like Regan, so that I could pull for merges for her. I guess that could be cool. Blue, actually I was in like I really don't pull a lot. Who's blue? Maybe like Marianne, or no, Guinevere. I would like Guinevere to be on it. I think Guinevere is really cool, and I would like to pick up some merges for her at some point. Green, that's a tricky question. Sorry if I'm a little slow with this, I'm just trying to think. I guess Dancer Reinhardt would be cool. I would like Dancer Reinhardt on it. And on colorless, Legendary Claude would be great. But I know they don't do legendaries, but I guess they did do Sothis, so they could do a legendary at some point in the future. Kanye West with the server profile picture asks, what is your most hated character? Like I said before, I try to stay pretty positive with my opinions in general, so I'm not gonna, like, I wouldn't say there's anyone who I hate or dislike. Let's just leave it at that. Which character has the best art in Faye in your opinion? That's a question from Kit, and they say I would have to say Bridal Nyla personally. Oh, Bridal Ninian. I think Bridal Ninian's art is very pretty as well. It's very soft, pretty style. But for me, I think one of the prettiest arts in the game has got to be Brenya. I think the way that the artist drew her is stunning, and her color palette is also very pretty. I'm also just a big fan of the Brave Claude artwork, and I'm also a big fan of the Legendary Claude artwork. It's just, he feels a little bit whitewashed, unfortunately. But yeah, so those 3 maybe. Phoenix May asks, in a few of your videos you mentioned having classes, what are you studying? So I answered that earlier. Like I said, I'm doing computer science and business. Mark asks, do you think recording AR games and talking through them helps you play better / be more focused compared to if you play off camera? So Mark, it didn't used to be like that, but now it definitely does. So when I initially started recording AR, I think recording the videos used to trip me up a little bit because I wasn't used to it. But now talking through my thought process and kind of just like thinking out loud, I would definitely say it's helped me. Like now on the days where I don't upload AR videos, I find I'm a lot more sloppy. So yeah, it's definitely helped. Please don't be a pity breaker. I'm at 10%. Okay. Man, like, I don't know if my luck's been good or bad. It's been good for Claude, but like bad for everything else. Like, I would really like an Ashera. Alright. Satachi, shoutouts to another one of my mods. He asks, if you could slap any one current inheritable skill onto each of your Claude's preferred weapons, what would they be? And you can't reuse the same skill. That's a great question. I think for Brave Claude, I would like to have Null Follow-Up. For OG Claude, it has to be an inheritable skill, huh? Because I was thinking like a guaranteed follow-up would be really nice for OG Claude, but it has to be an inheritable skill, so maybe like Deadeye and his weapon I think would be pretty great. And for Legendary Claude, he really doesn't need much though, does he? I guess like Guard Bearing or something. I don't know, something crazy like that. Ooh, 4 colorless. These are gonna be 4 Claudes, I can just smell it. Chaotic Galaxy asks, how do you feel about Dimitri? I like Dimitri, I think he's cool. Yeah, I haven't played his route, but I watched a playthrough of Azure Moon, or Azure Moon, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think he's cool. I don't dislike him. Yeah. JFK asks, best ice cream flavor. You can hate me in the comments for this, but I'm just gonna go with vanilla. I love vanilla ice cream. It just tastes so good. It's just such a classic. Raphael Kirsten asks, if you could create one more Claude alt, what would it be and how would it be different from his current alts? Well, for starters, it would be different from his current alts because it wouldn't have a colorless bow as a weapon. I think a summer Claude riding a wyvern with an axe would be really cool. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Also, did I really just get... You guys see the circle? That's some bad luck. Hello? Are we gonna break this pity or not? Hardened Man asks, do you watch WWE? And if so, which wrestlers do you like? No, I do not watch WWE. I've personally never really understood the appeal of wrestling. So yeah, sorry about that. Hachimon asks, which AR season do you enjoy more, Light or Astra? Well, definitely Light for now, but once we get Not as a Dark Mythic, it's probably gonna be Astra that's better. Let's see. Fraco Von Regan, or Summoner Fraco, who is a fellow FateTuber, he's super cool, you should go check out his channel. He asks, if Cavalry Claude were to get a Resplendent alt someday, what would you want his outfit to be? I'm gonna go with a fairy outfit because, as I keep saying, we really need a male Resplendent with the fairy outfit. Like, they're just not giving it to us. So I'll go with the fairy outfit. Channing Shows asks, if there was one character you could select to re-refine, what character would you receive, and what would you change about the refine to improve upon the character? I think the biggest culprit that I would want is Lucas. His refine is just awful. It's terrible. And there are so many better weapons to use over it. So I'm gonna say let's re-refine Daybreak Lance and give him defense-based damage reduction. I think he deserves it. I think he, up until somewhat recently, he still had like the highest base defense for Lance Infantry. So I think he could make good use of that, and I don't think it'd be too overpowered because he's still super slow and has bat resistance. So yeah. Oh my god. I'm in shock. Like, happy shock, but like, is this real life? 4 Claudes and nothing else. I mean, I'll take it. This is what I wanted. I'm just like, I'm actually in shock. Alright, I think we'll go in for one more set. Hopefully one more pity break. I would really like an Ashera. I think that would be nice. I was expecting to get at least one, but anyway. Thank you for the luck, Channing Shows. Wilson Stein asks, favorite character from the Church of Saros? You know, Seth is a character who I really slept on in my first playthrough, but I think he's really grown on me, so I'm gonna go with Seth. I think he's really cool. Brave Anna Wen asks, who's your favorite minor character in Three Houses? Well, what qualifies as a minor character? Like, do the students count as minor characters or not? Like, I don't know who would be a minor character. I'm gonna go with Abyss Keeper, though. I think Abyss Keeper is hilarious. I think the little romance that he's got going on with the church soldier is adorable, so let's go with Abyss Keeper. Rabbit asks, if you could make yourself like a TMS-style Faye/FE unit, who would your persona be? Your FE Sona? That's a great question. I've never really thought about it. Probably either Aversa or Plumeria. I am absolutely in love with both of them. So yeah, I think they're also super cool, and yeah, it'd be cool to have them as a FE Sona. Solar asks, what is your favorite anime character? Sorry, what's your favorite anime, and which anime character do you feel you are most similar to, and why? Also, justice for Naomi, Death Note, she deserved so much better. So yeah, Naomi definitely deserved way better. I think I did one of these like anime things earlier on and I said the character who I felt I could relate to most was probably Naomi. Honestly, like I feel like there are not a lot of anime characters with my personality, so it's hard to relate, but it's also super hard to answer what my favorite anime is because like I've been watching a ton of animes lately and they're all just so good. I'm gonna give my top ones right now. So I've been watching Attack on Titan. It's definitely up there. It's so good. What else? I also watched Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero, and I thought they were both masterpieces. I'm a big fan. What else? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is pretty good as well. Definitely got super into it. Who's this? Is this Maribel? I don't think I've ever gotten her before. That's cool. Yeah, I've never gotten her before. This is also my first 4-star special. I don't know if my luck's been good or bad today. Completely neutral too. Alright. Was I? Oh yeah, favorite anime. I also watched Dr. Stone recently, and I think it's also really underrated and great. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, but I think it's great. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Oh, also Death Note. Obviously, I really liked Death Note when I watched it. I'm a big fan of L. Magnetic asks, we know you are a bi queen and that you love both Reinhardt and Claude, but who are some ladies in Faye that you're in love with? Drop the tea, sis. So yeah, this is my official coming out video, I guess. I posted on Twitter a couple months ago that I am bisexual, and yeah, I guess I'm saying it on YouTube now too. So yeah, guys, I'm bi. Yeah, it's a little hard to come out with it, but it's definitely something that I've gained more courage with in the past few years. So yeah. But to answer your question, Magnetic, like I've mentioned before, I think Plumeria and Aversa have got to be my top two. I think they're stunning and I love their personalities. I would love for either one of them to get another seasonal alt. Plumeria already has a seasonal alt, and I went out of my way to get that seasonal alt. Probably spent over 100 orbs on that, but it was worth it. I think she's so pretty. A summer Aversa would just be so great, or like a resplendent Aversa or something, where they might be able to fix her skin tone, which looks a little bit ashy, unfortunately. Yeah, and like I said, I really love Brenya's art, but I don't know anything about her as a person. I'm just gonna say she's super pretty. Ursula Waifu asks, Summer Reinhardt or Summer Claude, only one can be chosen. Definitely Summer Claude, but I would gladly take either of those. Lyric asked, I noticed you use all of your favorites to organize your units, but you haven't renamed your favorites. So how do you organize your favorites? I actually have, like, renamed my favorites. So I have, like, different tags that I use. So after I finish summoning this out, I can go show it. Also, I'm getting kind of low in orbs. And I'm still at a pity rate, so we'll see if we can do something about that. Alright, not the Virion. So let me show y'all my favorite tags. So I have... These are my tags. So I've got normal, fodder, plus minus fodder, which means units that I might fodder but I'm not sure about. Green is for the units who I haven't built yet, who I need to give skills to. Blue is for the faves. These are just like the units who I go to most often and who I really like. This one is for the free units, so Grand Hero Battle, Tempest Trial, whatnot. Then there's a tag for mythics and a tag for dancers. So yeah, those are the tags I use. Alright, last 15 orbs. We're in the last stretch right now. Dawn the Dawnberg asks, which Fire Emblem games have you played and which characters did you like using the most? I've only played Three Houses, and Claude was definitely a lot of fun to use. Yeah, sorry if that's a generic answer. Purparade asks, how do you deal with negativity and what do you recommend people do? Honestly, like, it's still hard for me sometimes to deal with, like, negative comments, insults, stuff like that. What I usually do, though, is I'll go vent about it to people who I'm close with, and they usually help me feel better. I definitely would recommend that, like, if you have someone who you trust a lot, if you got, like, a group of friends or something who you feel like could help you out with that, I would definitely recommend that. Also, just, like, kind of, like, putting yourself in the shoes of a person who would go out of their way to leave hate or negativity. They're probably not happy with their lives or something. So, you know, like, it's not your fault that they're taking it out on you. and you shouldn't blame yourself. Anyway, so we're at 9%. I kind of want to break this pity, so I'm going to go buy a couple orbs, and I will be right back. And if I don't get anything with those orbs, we'll wait until the last day of the banner and then summon again. So yeah, BRB. Alright, we're back after spending some of my birthday present money. Alright, so let's go back in and try to get another Claude here, or an Ashera. I think I deserve an Ashera after spending like 430 orbs on this. Actually kind of ridiculous that I haven't gotten like either of the other two. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, J Hart asks, apart from Claude and Reinhardt, which other Faye male characters do you or would you simp for? I simp for Innis. The +10 summer Innis in my barracks is testament to that. I also really like Lucas. I say I probably used to simp for him, but I haven't used him much lately, so it's kind of diminished. So yeah, probably Innis is kind of the next one on that tier. Etsy Boy asks, if you could bring 5 FE units into Faye with no alts whatsoever, who would they be? So units who don't have any copies in the game right now? Well, I would love all 4 of the Ashen Wolves, so that's 4 units right there. What else? One more character. I mean, I really wanted Lex in the game, but then he got added, so I guess I can't say Lex. I don't super know. I haven't really thought about, like because I haven't played that many games, like I've only played 3 Houses, I don't super know that many characters from other games. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Shisho says, what do you think IS should do to address the ever-growing power creep? You know, honestly, it feels like they've unleashed like so many cans of worms that it's kind of hard to rein it in at this point. And I don't think the solution is releasing more like 5-star locked skills that can help counter stuff like far save and whatnot. I just don't think that's the solution. So I can tell you what the solution isn't, but I don't know if I can tell you what the solution is. I think it might be too late, honestly. I guess what they could do is like give a lot of the older units super busted refines, but that's just like not gonna happen for the most part. So yeah, I don't really know. Rap asks, if you were part of a duo, who would you want to be paired up with? Probably Claude. I mean, I think that would be cool. Yeah. Best Bow asks, do you regret building any unit? Yes, I regret building my 5-star +10 OG Roy. He's just not very good. He can't do much anymore, and he's got a lot of fodder. He's got a dual rally plus for arena, he's got a tier 4 C skill, he's got distant counter, Nelsie disrupt. He's got a lot of fodder, but I just never use him anymore. It's kind of unfortunate. And they also ask, which unit you've always thought of building up and merging, but for some reason you just haven't? You know, I don't really think I have any units like that. I kind of just like, because I have a big horde of feathers, I kind of just like build up the units who I want to build up, like the ones who are available in the 3-4-star pool. Not the 0 colorless at 10%. Ooh, moment of truth. Oh, it's Magic Handman himself. For a second I didn't recognize the art, but thank God that wasn't a 5-star. Did I call him Magic Handman? I meant Tiny Handman. That sounds weird. Sorry about that. I'm pretty tired. It's like 4 AM right now. Anyway. Sweetsy asks, Hi Promise, I've only ever played Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates. Do you have any recommendations for other Fire Emblem games? Well, Sweetsy, I've only played 3 Houses, so I can only recommend 3 Houses, but I would recommend it. I think it's great. Has its flaws, but I think it's great overall. Also a Lynhardt merge, yay. I'm gonna +10 him because I currently don't have any +10 healers, and I just like Lynhardt as a character in 3 Houses. He's one of my favorites. Fire Corgi, once again, shout out to my mods. They ask, if you could cosplay as any character, who would you cosplay as? Well, I probably look the most similar to Dorothea, so I'm gonna go with Dorothea so that I wouldn't have to buy a wig or anything, because I've got the long brown hair. Quinn the Druid asks, do you have any more FE OCs beside your FE Sona? Honestly, no, I don't really. I've done some theory crafting, but they're all like already existing Fire Emblem characters, so I haven't created any OCs or anything. Oh, I really thought this was going to be a pity break. This number's just climbing, isn't it? Soda Cane asks, do you love Edelgard? And then a bunch of cute emotes. I don't love her, but I don't dislike her either. Like, I would say I'm like fairly neutral on her. I used to feel pretty strongly negatively about Edelgard, back when I had only played like Verdant Wind and hadn't really read about anything else. But I feel like my opinion has definitely changed after kind of learning more about, you know, Fire Emblem Three Houses in general. Also, we gotta send some people home first, BRB. Alright, this is kind of our last chance tonight, so let's make it count, I suppose. Okay, 2 colorless is good. We're at 10.5%. Let's hope something can come through. Polly asks, what's your favorite duo/harmonic skills so far, and what kind of effect from them would you like to see in the future? I haven't really thought about it. I guess the effect that the baby Erica and Ephraim have is pretty cool. The area of effect dodge, I think that's pretty cool. Maybe it could be cool to have like a defense or res-based damage reduction as a skill in the future. Okay, well, this is not the unit I wanted to break on. But it happened. Well, she spotted her for sure. I spent probably 500 orbs and did not get a single Ashera. And that makes me pretty upset because, what are the chances that, like, I tried to get Not on the last Mythic Banner, spent over 400 orbs and didn't get her. Now I spent 500 orbs and didn't get an Ashera. That's honestly fairly upsetting. And I think that this is just, like, evidence why Mythic Banners should have a spark. Because I think it's ridiculous that you can literally spend 500 orbs and not get a single copy of a unit that you were hoping for. But yeah, let's just finish out these orbs. Oh, okay, this session is done. I'm so glad I went back in. I was just about to go off about how I didn't get a single Ashera. Oh, okay, minus speed plus defense. At least defense is a super boon. Whew, I think I would have been pretty upset if I went to bed with no Ashera after spending 500 orbs. But anyway, let's take a look at the haul. I'm very, very happy with the way this ended. Very happy. So let's quickly send home some units first. And let's take a look at the haul because this is kind of wild. So I got 4 legendary Claudes, 4 of them. And 1 Maribel, and 1 Corrin, and 1 Ashera. Now, I would be so pissed right now if I wasn't going for legendary Claude merges. Like, if I was going for, like, Corrin merges or something, I would be so pissed. But I pulled 4 Claudes. The orb count that I had on average would have meant that I would have gotten, like, 2 to 3 Claudes, but I got 4. So I'm super happy about that. And just super happy I managed to get Ashera in the end. But yeah, so that's it for today's summoning session, I guess. Oh, one more quick thing. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. There's still a bunch left, but I make sure to get to them in my next summoning video. So I will just answer one last question, slightly out of order, from Fedison or Fedison, a fellow Fire Emblem Heroes YouTuber who is a big fan of Anna. And his question is, thoughts on Anna? And, you know, I think Anna's cute. I think she has a nice bubbly personality. I don't have super many thoughts on her because I've only played 3 Houses, and she doesn't have super big of a role in 3 Houses, even if you buy the DLC, which I did. But yeah, I just generally think she's cute. Yeah, I hope that's a satisfactory answer, and I'm sorry if it isn't Fedison. I am not the resident Anna simp, so you can, yeah. Anyway, sorry if I sound a little bit incoherent. It is literally 4:04 a.m. right now, but I'm gonna try and edit this right now. If not, if I'm too tired, I'll just go to bed and get it done in the morning. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this video. Thank you, all of you who sent me luck on Twitter, over DMs, in Discord. Thank you so much. Clearly it worked out. Very happy with the haul in the end. Just wish I had gotten a couple more 4-star specials, but that's fine. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next Ether Raids video. Let me know in the comments how your summons went on this banner. Hopefully you got the units you were hoping for. And yeah, thank you guys so much once again. And that's all for today. Bye.